Good morning, guys. Leslie Adinsky Bakers. Oh, kind of nice this morning. It's about 66 degrees right now. Abel's been stealing things again, apparently. So I've been out. I've been in working on videos this morning. I'm gonna run out and check on Freya. A neighbor said she heard her doing some grunting this morning. So maybe we have some piglets. Oh. We did move another porta hut in here so that she could have her own porta hut if she wanted it. She's been liking this little roof here by the gate. What are you doing? No piggies? Still no piggies. Neighbor said it looked like she was feeding Eldred's babies, so I wanted to make sure that they weren't drinking all of her milk, if that was the case. On, lady. She's definitely not as full as she was, but we need to make sure that she has enough milk for her babies in the colostrum. She's still plenty full. You guys are getting big. Put this one in here for Freya, and it looks like Eldred has stole all the hay out of it. What do you think, Mama? Still not ready? Look, I got this for you. Your sisters keep stealing your hay, though, because you're not in here. Come on. Need some belly rubs. Oh. Big old belly rubs, huh? What you think, Mama? Freya has always loved her belly rubs. Huh? You gonna stay in here and have piggies today? I think I'm gonna go back in the house and work on more videos. Hopefully she'll stay in that porta hut. We did buy a couple things that we still needed so that we can castrate Eldred's two boys. I don't think we'll show that on video. And we've we've done it a few times, but I don't think that YouTube would like that in a video. There's just some things that we can't show. I had one of my goat birthing videos. They made it over 18 to view, and everything else has been okay so far, but there's just some stuff that they don't so much as like. So I'll be back out once I finish uploading the video for today and get the next video started, at least for tomorrow. The next thing that I want to try to get done today is got some of my bee stuff here. Need to go through some of these hive boxes and get together what I need. Excuse you, I know you guys make this very difficult. I'm gonna have to put this panel up, I think, kind of from that post to this post to keep the bucklings off of me. Oh, Joker, you just punched me in the gut. I got another hive box out. I need to move this stand and find a screened bottom board and things to finish the hive. And we're gonna try to get the bees in the nook into a full deep hive box. I do have a horizontal hive coming, and I ended up ordering one that takes the Langstroth frames, which is what all of my boxes have. I was looking at the lay-ins, but I can't use any of my current equipment if I go that way, and I cannot use my honey extractor. So the frames are just so much larger. So we're gonna try a Langstroth horizontal hive. If they just get to the point where I can't move boxes to stack them and unstack them and things like that. So it's part of the reason that I haven't bought any more packages of bees. I just haven't wanted to deal with it, honestly. So, but now that we have this swarm, I'm gonna go ahead and give it a try. So, really? On my feet? Oh, you guys are a handful. Yes, you are. So I'm gonna try to get this panel up, get some stuff set up, and then I will show you guys as we open them up and try to get them moved. You guys are not gonna make this easy on me, are you? Joey and Abel are running around playing. They sound mean, but they're just playing. Oh, are you hot, Tiny Tim? You guys are gonna have to get out of the way. Oh. You guys are gonna be on the wrong side of the fence. Look out! Trying to squish goats, I guess. Oh, boys. Come on. Let's go to the other side. Out of the way. Oh! Come on, this way. Everybody on this side of the fence. There you go. Come on. Oh, dirty screen bottom, huh? Well, excuse you, Jeffrey. Oh my goodness. Why do you guys have to make everything so difficult? Okay. Stand, bottom board. Excuse me. Thank you. Oh, I do need a top with, that's a bottom. And vent box. Whoa! Goatee's under my feet. So, every bit of this hive equipment is stuff that my dad and I built. I went out and bought all the lumber, and we spent quite a bit of time cutting, making all of these boxes. Every frame that I own, we made all the pieces, any vent boxes, bottom boards, screen bottom boards, slotted vent boards, tops, I mean everything. So I didn't want to just go to the lay-ins, ooh, boys, and not be able to use any of this stuff. So that's why I decided to stick with trying out the Langstroth horizontal hive. No, boys, no. No. No goats allowed. I'm gonna have to try to clean some of this stuff off. I don't need the hive to be perfectly sanitized because the bees will clean it up themselves. And I think that'll be all right. I'd like to put the horizontal hive down at this end, so I'm going to try to put them down there. There are 5 frames in the nook they're in, so I have 5 more frames. I think we're going to put them at that end. Now, I admit I don't know that much about bees. If you're looking for a how-to, this is probably not the video, because I have not had a whole lot of luck with my bees thus far. So this is just sharing my day And what I'm doing, just like any other day, and today just happens to be moving bees into a larger hive. So again, not a how-to. So I'm going to give them a screened bottom board because obviously our temperatures have been pretty gnarly already this year, and I believe the horizontal hive that I have coming has a screened bottom as well. Now, I'm not gonna lie, I ordered one because I didn't really want to take the time to build one at the moment. I mean, clearly my dad and I are more than capable. I mean, I'm sure I could do it on my own, but it's nice to do projects with him. But I have all the plans that I found online. Just really don't have the time right now to build one. So I figured if I ordered one, I can decide what I like and don't like about it, and then I can build kind of more custom to what I want from there. I'll know what I want to change, things like that. I like to figure things out and then do them my way. So I already know there's going to be some things on this hive that I don't like, but I wasn't super particular when I was trying to find one. I just wanted to get one that I could use right away. Really, sir? So a lot of my frames have, this is a plastic foundation instead of beeswax. I have found in my regular Langstroth hives that I really like this, where they're gonna have brood, because it's dark, and once they build the comb out on it, you can see the eggs and the larvae in it really easy. So, not sure what's in the hive box, in the nook that they're in now, but I'm going to put several of these in there. There's a nail sticking out a little bit here. I don't feel like going back to the house to get my hammer. Now when we caught them, and my roosters are going back and forth with the neighbors' roosters. Now when I put them in the nook, I put them on frames that were already built out by previous bees, because I wanted to make sure that they had somewhere to be happy until they kind of got established. Now these have wax frames, or wax foundation. It's kind of broken. It's just been in a box in the shed for a little while, but the bees will fix it. They'll patch holes and things like that. It's a little dirty, but they'll clean it up and get it to their liking. I forgot to show you guys the screened bottom board up close, so I'll get that out. Oh, if I put one of each of these. I like these for the honey, but I do really like my plastic foundation quite a bit. Roosters. I have like 4 or 5 roosters, and the neighbor has at least 2. So they're always yelling at each other. So this is a bottom board. It goes on the bottom of the hive. Probably at least half of my boards are solid wood, so that's just a regular bottom board. A screened bottom board is just what you see. It has a screen in it, but that allows them in the summer to get more ventilation and stay cooler. That way they're not putting as much work into trying to cool the bees in the hive. They like to keep it at a certain temperature. So this allows them to be able to go and do more work and it be keep the hive cooler. And then my dad and I built these kind of entrance reducers. The hole is just large enough for bees to get in. And these are nice for mouse guards, to keep the mice from being able to get in the fall or the spring when they're trying to find warmer temperatures. I don't mind leaving them on most of the year. Since these guys are a new hive, there's not as many bees to protect the hive, so I will leave this on for a while until they grow in size that they can keep predators away, wasps and things like that. And then it's just a couple screws and I can take that out. So we'll put that on the bottom. Put the deep hive body on. I put all these frames in here. There's 5 frames in the nook already, so I won't need one of these, assuming they have all those built out. If they're not all built out, I'll probably take one of those out. And then I'll show you, this is a vent box. We put styrofoam in it for the winter for insulation. So we're going to take that out. We don't want that on here because it's hot. We want it to vent, hence the reason it's called a vent box. Just going to kind of brush it out, scrape it off a little bit. Like I said, the bees will do their own housekeeping. I just want to get it started for them. Since they are a swarm and not a full established hive, I want to make sure that all my screens are clear. The bees will cover them in propolis and try to seal them off for the winters. So this just sets on top, It has holes drilled all around the side with a fine mesh screen, which keeps any other predators out, any bees from other hives, and wasps and hornets, things like that. And it has a top entrance, which when I lay this on top of the box, it's big enough for the bees to come in and out. This hole allows the air to come up through from that screened bottom board to vent them. And there's a top board, just goes between either the top box or the vent board or vent box, and the lid just sits right on top. So that's about all there is to a hive. You can put feeders and things like that in there. We're not going to do that. So I'm going to take this stuff off to the side. I'm going to put on my jacket, and I have some goat skin like beekeeping gloves, but I'm going to try just some of my vinyl gloves, latex gloves, whatever they are, that I use for our kidding, because the hives can get really sticky and those beekeeping gloves do not clean very well. I'm not sure how they're going to like these because they're black. They don't like things that are dark. To them, it's like a shadow of like a bear coming to rob the hive, things like that. That's why beekeeping suits are white. So I may have to change my gloves. Oh, hang my sunglasses on the fence. And I'm going to get my jacket on. Got my jacket on and my gloves. My jacket's way too big. I ordered an adult small. I don't know if they came in men's sizes or what, but it's way too big. But I am way too cheap to order another one. So I've been making it work for all these years. I am just going to I might try to they are pretty heavy. I'm probably gonna make them mad moving them, but I don't have a whole lot of choice right now. Ooh, that was kind of rough. Sorry, bees. So I'm gonna open them up, get started, and then I'll try to bring you guys in a little bit closer. Normally I would have another hive next to me. I do have a smoker for the bees. I don't tend to use it all that often unless I have a nasty hive. Let's see. So here's the bees through that vent box. This nook has a vent box as well. Maybe you guys can sit there for a little bit at least. Hi guys. I was just making sure that the queen was not on the bottom of this vent box. You never want to take the queen away from over the top of the hive in case she falls. She won't be able to get back into the hive. And let's see, I'm gonna move you guys a little bit here because I'm going to have to take some of these frames out. Okay. Let's see which way we can go. Like I said, I am definitely not a professional beekeeper. So don't take any of this as tips or how-to. It's been a couple years since I've even had bees, so I have to refigure out kind of how I did things. Hi there, ladies. What do we got going on in here? Okay. So here I am breaking my own rule. I have it was not over the hive. There's lots of eggs in here, so I know that the queen is here. When we caught the swarm, we did get the queen. You guys, I don't know how well you guys can see, but I have limited space for you at the moment. I will try to bring you in closer once I take a look and show you eggs and different things in here. Oh, making you guys mad, I'm sorry. Okay, I see. Yes, there is eggs in here. Eggs and bee bread. So, let's see if I can try to show you guys. I don't know if I'll be able to get it to come in on the camera or not. All of that kind of orangish colored in there is bee bread. See if we can get eggs to show up. That's going to be a hard one. I may have to try to lay the frame down. I don't want to make them mad though. So I don't see the queen on here, so I can kind of play with this one. It's hard for me to see through the screen on my jacket. I don't think it's going to come in clear enough, but down in the bottom of those honeycombs. Oh no, you guys might go for a ride. Can't get it to cooperate. Oh. Okay, so down in the bottom of those are some little white flecks. Maybe I can try to get it to show. If I can see any when I edit, I will point them out. But I am going to go ahead and remove this burr comb in the bottom. That tells me that they ran out of space in this hive, so they started building this. So we don't want that. We're going to take that off. We're not going to hurt any eggs or brood. These are empty. I think I'm going to drop it into here on the screen so I can pick it up. This can be taken in and melted for wax. And the direction that this was already in the box was this way. So that's where I'm going to put it. Take this one off the end. Typically you want to move from one end to the other, but they're tight enough that I always have to get one frame out and then I can start working around. Like I said, it's been a few years since I've done this, so I'm talking to you guys takes a little more time. Try not to squish bees. This is full of honey and it's all uncapped. I don't know if you can see that it's all shiny. Looks like both sides is honey, so more than likely the queen is not on it. The queen tends to stay off the honey frames, not all the time. So here is capped honey on the top, capped honey. And this is all uncapped, so this is not finished. The bees go and collect the nectar, they bring it back, they add an enzyme to it, and basically let the humidity escape it. Not sure if that's the best way to explain it or exactly. I know it's not the correct terms, but that's how I understand it. These are all worker bees, so these are all female bees. Majority of your hive colony is female. If we find some drones, I'll show those to you, but those are the males. I can push this one over. Now the middle of the box is going to typically be brood. Okay, so the outside edges are typically the honey. The inner section is the brood. There was just a drone on here. I'm not sure where he went. Hi guys, I know you're not happy with me, but you will be happy once I give you a larger hive. These guys are actually very docile and friendly. I've had ones that try to eat me before I even get the box open. So this looks to be definitely a brood frame. Trying to keep it over the box until I find the queen. I'm going to guess she'll be at the other end because there's no reason for her to be on this larva. We are going to have to clean off some more burr. Okay, I don't know if it was recording or not. Actually, I think my mic is working all right. I'm not sure if it recorded showing you guys eggs and larvae or not. Like I said, they're starting to get angry with me. That was one of their bigger brood frames, so let's try to get through here and get the last two frames in. I'm going to pull 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, so these will be all right there. more bird comb, bee bread, honey. There are eggs in here, so there's a chance the queen is close. I don't know if you can see on this bee's leg the pollen on that bee's legs. This all has brood in it. This is a drone, the larger bee here. I've got a bee over here not liking my gloves. There's the queen right there. So I'm going to get this over this box. There is the queen. You can see how large she is. That's how you tell the queen. So there is a whole bunch of larvae in here. Before something happens to her, I'm going to put this in this box. Now, I know she was on this side of the frame, so I have to be very careful when I put the next frame in that I don't squish her. So I will set it in here and slowly slide it over. Oh, this one's got a bunch of honey in it. It's heavy. And I know the queen is in there already. So this is all honey and bee bread. I don't know if you guys can see, there's another drone, a couple of them. So this is all honey, bee bread, uncapped honey, capped honey. This side, which I would have thought would have been the other way around, but this side is mostly capped honey. A couple of drones there, the bigger two. So I'm going to put this in back the direction it was in the box, keeping it away from that previous frame because I don't want to roll the queen, and I'm going to slide it over, trying not to squish bees. I'm going to put one more of these new frames in carefully. Now I'm going to push all the frames to one side. That way if they decide to build burr comb or make a mess, it's not in between a bunch of different frames, it's only on the one side, which they've kind of done here. I can show you. So there's just some more bees down in there. They're on a little bit of comb that was there. It probably has some honey on it, cleaning it up. So I'm going to take this and just kind of shake it over here. They will all find their way into here because of the queen's pheromones. They will smell that. I'm going to put you guys back up here. Attempt to. Make sure you can see. Okay. So this is an extra frame. It doesn't want to come off the base, so I'm going to just turn this over. You're going to get a little bit mad, but so the camera said it got too hot. It was sitting out in the sun. I'm going to have to figure out if there's anything I can do about that other than not using the case in my mic. But So I went back and looked, and it showed me shaking what was left in the nook into the hive. Then I put the vented box on the top with the top entrance facing to the front. Put the top board on and the lid. And we're just going to kind of let them settle in a little bit. There are quite a few bees still kind of swarming around here. They're going, where the heck did my hive go? But they should figure it out that they're over here. I'll come back later just before it starts to get dark and kind of see if a cluster of them settles over there. I'll try to kind of scoop them up and put them with the hive. Let me show you. So I did leave the nook that they were in there. There were still bees in it, so they can transfer from that box and find this box. With the queen's pheromones, they should be able to sense her there, and they should all make it back into this box. I moved them further than I normally would. I've always been told 3 feet or a mile and nothing in between. So I mean, that's probably, I don't know, at least 20 feet. But I knew that I needed to get them to this end so I can put the new hive down here. And this is not level at all in here anymore from the tire tracks from the skidder, so I couldn't put it in the middle. So hopefully all of these guys swarming down here find their way down. Excuse me, guys. I need to get that nook put away as well, but they're not super happy. Boys, you should probably go out into your grass. So I'll come back and check on them later, but I just wanted to tell you guys what the camera cut out on. Ouch! You just bit me, Joker. And I was going to try to get some of this stuff planted, but at this rate, I don't think it's going to happen today. We need got this wax to take in. I'm gonna take this extra frame in so it doesn't get too hot. Gloves worked all right, other than the fact that my hands were super sweaty in them. And my jacket. So I need to go. Looks like Freya's still up and about, so I don't need to go check on her this second. I need to go move Joseph! I need to go move the second batch of Cornish cross out of the brooder. We really didn't get like any rain the other day. It barely sprinkled late at night, so I could have moved them out, but I just wanted to be safe. So they need to move into the other chicken tractor. Turkeys need to go out into the brooder. I'll explain later how we almost lost every turkey that first night. And I'll be back once I put my stuff away. Oh, I got the Cornish cross out of the brooder. I got turkeys moved to the brooder. Go. Ooh, second hole. Look at the Cornish first. So this is our first batch of Cornish that we got on sale at the farm store. They're getting pretty big. I need to go back and look at the dates and see when we got them to see how old exactly they are. But they're doing well, enjoying life. Ladies, I know. Foxy's and Rosie's dough still pretty mad at me. And here's the ones we just moved out of the brooder. So they're not fully feathered, but it should be warm enough now that they will be all right. And then there's the 3 layers that are with them. So this is the second chicken tractor that I built, and I never got around to building a top for it. I just have a couple pieces of, I think that's probably from like a Great Dane crate, metal kennel. So it works just fine. That's what I used all last year. Hi, chickens. Kind of hard to see through the hardware cloth, but I just put them out here, I don't know, 30 minutes, half hour ago. They seem to be enjoying it. This one's built a little bit different. It doesn't have a cross support on the ground in the middle, which is nice for moving, you don't catch the bird's legs. But it doesn't have, I should go back through and show you the other one. The other one I took a 2x4 and laid it down on its long side and angled the front to kind of make like a ski or a skid. So the other one slides a little better. I need to do that to this one as well. And then I also bought last year some PVC and some chicken watering nipples. I was going to put a 5-gallon bucket on top and run a line down to PVC on, attached kind of from, let's see, like this 2x4 to this one kind of in there, and then they could just have nipple waters instead of the big water, be easier. But this is the skid kind of that I put on this one. The only problem is it raises it off the ground a little higher, so when they're smaller it makes them a little more difficult to keep them in. Let's see if we can get the turkeys open. Kind of piled some more stuff here, so here's our little turkeys. I don't think I got a video of the day we got them. I'll stick a picture in here. But there was one that was pretty weak on shipping. So as soon as we got them, it was not getting up much. I tried to give it some water and things like that, and it just didn't make it. That tends to happen. And oh my goodness, turkeys are the dumbest animal. Sounds mean, but they are the dumbest animal that I have ever had. So the first night I had him in the house, in the sunroom, with the little bit smaller heat plate, a very small water. Turkeys can like find a way to drown in a teaspoon of water. So they had a small feeder, a small water. I mean, they had maybe a 1/4 inch deep of water, and it's very narrow like this. I'm gonna have to watch them with this water or put some marbles in it. But the water they had, I mean, I could maybe get my pinky in it, and it was probably less than my pinky nail deep. And all 20 turkeys, we were sitting in the living room. I think we had just finished dinner, and all I could hear was the turkeys squawking and squawking and screaming and making so much noise. I went back, every single turkey was soaked, and apparently couldn't figure out that the heat plate was where they kept warm. They were all like, the heat plate was on this side, the water, and then they were all huddled in the corner, trampling on top of each other. I mean, completely soaked. So I probably spent a good 45 minutes blow drying turkeys in order to get them dry enough and get their body temperature back up. And then I stuffed them all underneath the heat plate and crossed my fingers that they were going to be alive in the morning. Typically, I would like to have a handful of just chicks, whether it be Cornish cross or layers or something in with them, just because the chicks are smarter and they show the turkeys what to do and where to go and how to do things. But it just didn't work out this year to have small chicks when we got the turkeys in. So I had to order what I could when I could, and this is just kind of what worked out. Last year they were very hard to find, and this year everything is still high priced and somewhat hard to find depending on what you're looking for. So I think now that they're a few days old, they should hopefully be okay. But these are the broad-breasted white turkeys. So this is your typical production turkey, generally what you find in the store when you buy a turkey for Thanksgiving or any other time. And they will not go out in chicken tractors necessarily, because they will get too tall for the chicken tractors. I had originally kind of built this tractor thinking it was going to be for turkeys, and then I ended up putting some breeding Red Rangers in there, which are another meat breed of chickens. So I put layer boxes in there. I don't think that's big enough for 20 turkeys, and it doesn't move very well. It needs some work. It needs some bigger wheels on the back and things like that. I'm thinking I'm going to make an kind of small A-frame for shelter, maybe something that I could lock them in at night. But I'm gonna try to move them in the electric netting, where I can move the netting maybe once a week and just move their shelter around within that netting. So we used to just let them out during the day to roam the yard and then put them away at night. But with Cain and Abel liking to chase and eat chickens lately, I don't want them to eat my turkeys. So we'll see. I'll have to end up building something for them, but I'm just not exactly sure what yet. So this old trampoline frame used to be our turkey pen. It has hardware cloth, used to be secured all the way around it, and then just bird netting held up with kind of some PVC, and then it had a door here where we could come in and out, and we would just open the door and let them run in the yard, you know, all day, and then just lock them back in at night so that predators couldn't get them. We had kind of a tarp over it for a while. That was kind of their shelter and shade. And then I had, you've probably seen behind the chicken coop, I have a couple halves of a plastic dog kennel. They used to use that for shelter, and it's just kind of heavy. It's hard to move. It takes, you know, 2 or 3 people at least to move it. So it didn't get rotated around as much as it should have. So I'm hoping that trying electric netting with some sort of mobile shelter might be a better option. So I think that's it, guys. Have a good day. See ya on the next one.